I was not a Christian. I was baptized into the Church of England, which made us Episcopalian, though we didn't know it. I'd never heard that word. We attended church for weddings, funerals, christenings, occasional Christmas Eve service. I did get a children's Bible once for Christmas. I liked the pictures, that was good. And I was an angel in the school nativity. Ben-Hur's, one of my favorite movies, Jesus is in that. But that was pretty much it. I do own a Bible that belonged to my grandfather, great-grandfather. It's filled with his notes and pressed flowers. I was given it while I was still quite young, and I've carried it around the world even before I met Debbie. I didn't get the chance to meet him, but I was told quite proudly that he was a lay preacher, and quite honestly, I didn't know what that meant. But I did know it meant something to my family. I also kept coming into contact with our local parish church in England, St. John's. There's been a church on the site of St. John's since the 11th century, since the French invaded. We won't go into that, that's a different story. It's a beautiful church. I used to walk past it most days on the way home. My daughter was christened there. It's where I delivered the eulogy for my nan when she died. The reason I share these last two details is because although I didn't consider myself a Christian, Christianity was always close by. And that mattered. Because at that moment in mine and Debbie's relationship, when it became clear that my lack of faith, even dismissal of faith, might jeopardize our future together, I had enough positive associations with Christianity to ask myself the question, can I be a Christian? The answer I got is definitely a sermon for another day. But the point is, although I believe with my whole heart that Jesus came looking for me through Debbie, I had to want to be found. And thanks to the positive Christian associations in my life, I did. That's why I still donate to St. John's back in Mexborough, so that other young people walking by might have those same positive associations. It's why I think Epiphany's efforts to be a positive influence in the community, even just a positive presence for children looking for treats at Halloween, are so important. Just as St. John's presence in my life proved to be far more important to me than I would ever realize at the time. I want Epiphany to persevere for the next 1,000 years, just as that small church has persevered for the last 1,000 years. And to do that, it needs our help. There's another reason I believe Epiphany is so special, because of the way it cultivates the faithful inside these walls and the questions it encourages us to ask. Deutsch often reminds us that Epiphany is a learning church. It cultivates our understanding by encouraging our questions and helping us search for answers in Scripture. It is our vineyard, where we are safe and free to roam and explore. Both Debbie and I believe that Epiphany can do so much more with our help than we can do alone. That's why we need Epiphany to persevere. It's why we need its leaders to thrive. It's why we make our largest annual pledge to Epiphany. Because there are people lost and alone, as I was. And we are the stewards of God's good grace to us.